What's going on, everyone? Hope you're having a great day, and I'm back with another video here. And today I wanted to talk about the MVP race, specifically between Nikola Jokic and Luka Doncic. Now, I've seen a lot of people claiming that Luka Doncic should be the MVP, and I want to talk about why I think it's Jokic still by a pretty wide margin. And I want to preface this by saying I love Luka. He's so good, and I think he'll win an MVP next year or the year after, and I think he'll finish his career with multiple MVPs. He's that good. What he did this year was nothing short of incredible. But I still think it's Nikola Jokic for a handful of reasons, and I wanted to just compare these two guys and their seasons to show you why I still think it's Nikola Jokic pretty handily. I wanted to start off with the raw stats. So these guys both had incredible stats. I'll put up the stats comparing both of them. Jokic averaged 26 points, 12 rebounds, 9 assists, 1 steal, almost a block. Shot 58 from the field, 36 from 3, and 82 from the line. And Luka averaged 34 points, 9 rebounds, almost 10 assists, 1 steal. He shot 49, 38, and 79. So we can see that Luka had a very special season. But I think these stats are very, very similar, except for Luka's 34 points per game. Definitely has Jokic there. Jokic has him in the rebounds. He's a center, whatever. The assists are pretty equal, so I think the stats are very close. Now, Luka does take almost 3 more free throws a game, and he takes almost 8 more three-pointers a game. So that's kind of where the points come from. I think Jokic could average easily 30 or more points if he got to the line more, if he took 1 or 2 more threes a game. But I just think that the stats are pretty similar. Looking at the raw stats, I could certainly see someone saying, Luka has the edge because his stats really are incredible. I mean, they are. But you can't just look at the raw stats, in my opinion. That's why I wanted to dig deeper here. And firstly, look at the advanced stats here for the players. I'll put up both of the stats there for each guy. And they're both very good, but we can start to see Jokic pull away. So his PER, player efficiency rating, is 31, and Luka's is 28.1. So a good margin right there for Jokic, definitely. Jokic has 17 win shares. Luka has 12, so 5 more. I know Jokic's team did a little better, but they were relatively close. Jokic has a 13.2 box plus minus. Luka has a 9.9, and Jokic has a 10.6 value over replacement player. Luka has an 8. So we can see pretty sizable differences in terms of the advanced stats for these guys. I don't want to just look at advanced stats. I know it's a lot more than that. There's a lot that goes into it. The win shares are dependent on your team. But Jokic certainly has the edge when it comes to advanced stats. And I think that's just something that you have to look at when the raw stats are as close as they are. Kind of splitting hairs when it comes to the raw stats. They're totally different positions, point guard and center. So you got to look a little bit deeper and look into the advanced stats there. And Jokic has a sizable lead in pretty much every single category. So I think that is a point for Nikola Jokic. So another category I wanted to look at and compare Nikola Jokic and Luka Doncic is the on-off category. So basically the changes in the team's performance and the opponent's performance when the players are on the court versus when they're off the court. Specifically, I wanted to look at the offensive rating numbers. So for Luka Doncic, his team with Luka on the court has a 121 offensive rating, which is very, very good. And with him off the court, they have a 112.5 offensive rating, and that's good for a plus 8.5 difference for Luka. So that's very impressive. And in terms of the opponent's offensive rating, they have a 115.7 offensive rating with Luka on the court, and with him off the court, they have a 116.7, so a difference of 1 there, so not really as big a deal. And the total difference for the offensive ratings is plus 9.5 for Luka. So that's a very good number. He's clearly a very impactful player when he's on the court. But now we look at Jokic, and I just think, this stuff is impressive. And this is a big reason why I have Jokic as the MVP pretty handily over Luka this year. So with Jokic on the court, Denver has a 123.9 offensive rating. Very good, slightly higher than Luka's team. And with Jokic off the court, that offensive rating drops to a 107.9. So that's a 16-point difference in offensive rating with Jokic on the court versus off. That is a very, very big difference, almost twice the size of Luka's difference. And the opponent offensive rating with Jokic on the court is 112.3, and with him off the court, with him on the court, the opponents have an offensive rating of 112.3. With Jokic off the court, it jumps to 116.3, so that's a 4-point difference. A little more than Luka's, nothing crazy there. Neither of these guys are defensive animals or anything like that. But the total difference in the offensive ratings for Jokic's on-off stats, it's a plus 20. So that is more than double what Luka's difference was in terms of offensive rating for his team and for the opponents. So that is something I definitely think should be factored in to the discussion. It's not really close in that metric. In Denver's a good team. They have, they're a better team than the Mavericks, definitely, outside of Jokic. And even with that good of a team, with Jokic off the court, they're just nothing. They're nothing compared to what they are with Jokic on the court. So that's another thing. I didn't want to look too much at the, just the win totals of their teams. I think it's slightly overrated. I definitely think that, if it was closer or Luka, definitely, was better in some of these other categories, you could certainly give him the MVP, even though they're the 5 seed. I don't think the seeding matters that much. So there's that. But there also is, the tiebreaker aspect of it, I guess. If you wanted to, look at the team's record, if things are really, really close, then you could go ahead and do that. But in this case, we looked at the advanced stats, the on-off metrics, and they're all in Jokic's favor. And the team record being in his favor as well is just a cherry on top. So that's why I think Jokic is pretty easily the MVP this season, despite an excellent year from Luka Doncic. Let me know what you guys think, and please let me know what kind of videos you want to see. I definitely will make videos based on your suggestions. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.